Everyone. Mr. Ezekwe, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening, Jumoke.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. So we start off with
Thank you.
security because, we've listened to CP Bayomi Shogunle severally, and that's the person in charge of Saturday's governorship election. It says no fewer than 16,000 security personnel have been drawn from across all security agencies. They have been deployed for that election. So I was wondering, what's the state government's position on the deployment of such a large number of security personnel?
Thank you once again. For us, we are more focused on the election. Of course, the governor on all the platforms that he's spoken on has expressed complete confidence in INEC, complete confidence in the security agencies, and our eyes are on other things related to the election. We believe that the security agencies will do their jobs like they've always been doing. We believe that INEC will do its job like it's always been doing, and we are very confident that no matter the number of security agents that are brought into the state, we're very confident that at the end of the day, we'll come out with the best results.
You don't think that's a large number for a state governorship election? Another thing, kindly hold on, another thing the CP says was that a central command framework had been established to ensure real-time intelligence sharing, coordination and rapid response. Do you think that necessitated that large number? Also, does the government consider the figure adequate, excessive or appropriate for the expected security challenges, especially as Nigerians continue to elaborate conversations about militarization of our elections?
Anambra's election is always distinct, if I might use that word, and it's a very unique one. The number of
unique or volatile?
No, not volatile, because you see the campaigns and see how the candidates are campaigning. Not volatile, and our people we're ready, we're expectant, and the state government is concerned more about the peaceful atmosphere, the people the best of it all. We're not particularly concerned about the number of security agents that are brought into the state. Ours is.
Mr. Ezekwe, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, we lost you for a second, but what is the party's biggest concern going into this election? Is it logistics? You say it's not about security. Is it logistics? Is it about voter turnout? Have you had discussions with INEC or security agencies about some potential threats or hotspots?
You should know that coming into this election, the governor already made the ground very safe, very easy for the security agencies, the agencies that are coming into it. Remember that the election that brought the governor in was marred by violence, insecurity, and all of that. What the governor has done so well that even the security men that are coming into the state for the election will not have much to do, and we.
Mr. Ezekwe. Mr. Ezekwe, are you there? All right. We're having a conversation with the senior aide to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo. On Saturday, all eyes are on Anambra State as the state health. Are you there, Mr. Ezekwe?
Yes, I am.
Right.
I'm here.
All right. So how is the governor, balancing his role as a sitting governor and as a stakeholder in this election? How is he doing that?
The governor is a multitasker. He's someone that does whatever he goes into. He does it very well. He does it to the letter. He's been there, here and there, doing everything, trying to galvanize all forces, trying to make sure that the election in Anambra State is one that would be used as an example for what will happen what we're looking at in 2027. So he's been doing a very great job. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Yeah, he's been doing a very great job. Today, he came back from a campaign in his hometown where thousands of people received him and supported him financially and all of that. So the governor has been is a pure optimist. He's a practical optimist. He's someone that believes in the process, someone that believes in due process, someone that believes in the right end, and someone that has been supporting INEC, supporting security agencies in Anambra State to make sure that Anambra remains example as it is, as it's known all over the country. So it's nothing different.
All right, because I asked that question because there have been allegations in past election of vote buying and intimidation. For vote buying, they said, oh, in 2021, Governor Soludo budgeted and spent this huge amount of money. For this 2025 election, is also budgeted and spent and kept for Saturday a huge amount of money. That's the Commissioner for Information has denied. But for this Saturday's election, are all parties on the same page to ensure a credible and clean campaign election as well?
Of course. Of course. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
So you see, when people come up and lay all kind of false accusations, say all manner of things, you should ask them the right questions. Ask them the amount, the money, where the money is kept, and the amount. For the first time, let me give you this particular information. For the first time in the history of elections in Anambra, in Nigeria, not just in Anambra State, we see people crowdfunding for a candidate. People crowdfunding for a candidate. As of today with Suofia, the governor's hometown, the people gave him 200 million naira to support his re-election. That has been going on across all parts of Anambra State. Individuals, groups, communities, local government, crowdfunding for the governor's re-election. So when the governor is very confident in his election, the governor knows knows that the budget, the money of Anambra State belongs to Anambra people. The money in Anambra coffers belongs to Anambra people. So what he's doing is looking at the future and looking at how to make the best of the resources available to him, the one that people have given him, the one that people have supported his campaign with, and when people come and of course that I call it a defeatist theory. When people come up and say that the governor is trying to use the state resources to fund this election, that's false, and that's a very wrong narrative. The governor is an economist, is someone that understands the value, is someone that is guided by fiscal responsibility. So and people have indicated interest in supporting his election. So those accusations are very false narratives.
And the other part of that question is about voter intimidation. How is this government, this administration, collaborating with INEC and security agencies to prevent voter intimidation? What message does the governor have for communities affected by insecurity?
Just 2 days ago, I think all the candidates, 16 candidates that are in this election, came together to sign a peace accord. And they all came together, they hugged and assured the people and assured the National Peace Committee and INEC and the security agencies that they would do their best within the interest of good election, good politics, to make sure that the election is free, fair, and violence-free. The governor leading the whole thing is someone that believes in peace. The election that brought him on, the election that brought him to power was peaceful, and he's always ensured that all elections that are held in Anambra State are peaceful.
Right. So before we went on that break, you were reminding me of the peace accord that was signed 2 days or 3 days ago. But I must also take you back to the peace accord that was signed ahead of Edo State governorship election. Yet on that election day, we saw a lot of challenges. Security agencies encountered so many issues, even, with the candidates who wanted to be governor. Now, I'm talking about the governor now. Let's see about the candidates. What message does Governor Soludo have for communities affected by insecurity? What is the governor's position on ensuring a free, fair, and credible election? And from your own end, how confident is this administration in INEC's readiness and neutrality?
let me bring to your notice that as of today, there are no communities in Anambra State that are held by previously what we know as unknown government. There are no communities in Anambra State now that are dealing with the issue of insecurity, violence, and all of that. To the glory of God, all the communities, those in Anambra South, far Anambra South, those that share border with other states from around us, have I've witnessed what we call a new revolution of freedom, and all of them have returned to their homes, their communities, and they've taken over their communities, courtesy of these efforts that that were led by the governor of Anambra State in making sure that people go back to their communities, making sure that Anambra is safe, secure, and peaceful. Now, the governor's message concerning the election is simple. It has to be peaceful. The governor has been very supportive. The governor is leading the pack of progressives that are trying to make the election very peaceful, very, very peaceful, very safe. I'm making sure that, like I told you earlier, he's made the ground already easier for the security agencies and security agencies that are coming to the state, because right now Anambra is safe, Anambra is peaceful, and the elections that were held in August, by-elections that were held in August, there were no issues. The elections were held peacefully. So the governor is leading the pack to make sure that the election or the Saturday election is very peaceful, and it's shown support, open support to INEC, to security agencies, and has also called on other candidates participating in the election to make sure that they do it the Anambra way. Anambra is known for difference. Anambra is known for uniqueness. Anambra is not a do. We've not had elections that are marked by violence. We don't. So it's a brotherly business, if you want to use that phrase. So the governor is leading back, making sure that the election is free, fair, credible. Of course, the governor being someone that he is, would not want an election, his re-election, to be one that is marred by violence, to be one that is marred by questions. He wants it to be smooth, he wants it to be peaceful, and he wants it to be very, very credible.
Right. So I can only guess that you have the authority to speak on behalf of the governor. I mean, if not, you won't be here. But will the government respect the outcome of that election, regardless of the result?
Well, we're looking at one result, and we're confident of one result, which is returning Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, CFR, as the next governor, re-elected governor of Anambra State. We're not looking at alternative results. The results are there. Our people are with him. I've told you about the enormous historical support he's gathered since he began his re-election campaign. We're looking at one result. Our eyes
Besides, I think it's a yes or no answer. That's a yes or no question, rather. Will the government accept or respect the outcome of that result?
When you have only one outcome, one place where our eyes are focused on, the answer is yes. APGA will win and win landslide.
So what feedback has this government received from the public about some of the policies, especially the major policies like the Soludo Solution agenda? What does the government consider his biggest achievement?
The biggest achievement of Governor Chukwuma Soludo is returning confidence to people believing again that someone can come and change the narrative of governance. This is a man that came on the high side of insecurity in Anambra State. Remember that he couldn't even contest in some parts of Anambra South, including his community, where he was attacked and 3 policemen were killed in 2021. But today, all those communities in Anambra South, all of them in Anambra South, are peaceful, and people have returned. And the governor has brought total peace in Anambra State. The governor has brought unprecedented infrastructural development to the state. Education, healthcare, agriculture, urban development, urban development.
Mr. Ezegwu, I asked of his biggest achievements, the biggest.
There are so many. I'm trying to fix my eyes on one, but there are so many. If you call an average Anambra person to tell you the biggest achievement of Governor Chukwuma Soludo, they might have varying narratives.
You work with the governors and you have your records. So what is his biggest achievement?
Restoring confidence, bringing back total confidence of the people of Anambra State to governance. People now believe that they can have a governor that will come and deliver absolutely. In his 3 years in power, he has done what governors that stayed 8 years couldn't do. And I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to.
Is that not you exaggerating, Mr. Ezekwe?
No, I'm not trying to exaggerate. The records are there. The records are there. The records are there. You can check.
So
he has done what governors in their 8 years couldn't do, couldn't achieve. For 34 years, let me tell you something. For 34 years, Anambra didn't have a 15 governor's house and governor's lodge.
Is that an achievement?
Let me tell you something. 34 years, and the governors were staying in makeshift building. And Governor Soludo came and gave us a world-class government house and governor's lodge. That's an achievement. 34 years. It's a very big achievement. World-class government house and governor's lodge. Anambra State is now the first in Nigeria with the lowest number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. Anambra State now, Governor Soludo has awarded over 1,000 kilometers of road and completed over 600.
Anambra State didn't have the lowest out. Kindly hold on, sir. As at that time, Anambra State didn't have the lowest out-of-school children.
As at when?
You're talking about 2021.
No, I'm talking about the recent statistics. I'm talking about recent statistics. I'm talking about the governor's achievements so far. And today, Anambra State antenatal is free, delivery is free, including for cesarean section. All the 326 primary healthcare centers in Anambra State are now remodernized with 3 general hospitals in Anambra North. That's not all. That's not all. Our health sector is the best in Nigeria. Remember a few months ago, we won award at the national level as the best state in healthcare, primary healthcare, within over 1,200. Our education sector is booming. Teachers have been recruited over 8,115 teachers. Thousands of youths empowered. Anambra State boasts the lowest number of unemployment rate in Nigeria. And the governor is leading from the front, security almost near zero. So I think we should give kudos to the man. The man has done.
All right. So, I mean, Anambra people have a second chance. Are you telling me, Mr. Ezekwe?
I'm very confident. I've told you for the first contest. People are donating to the governor to contest. That has not been seen in the history of politics in Nigeria.
All right. And you know, I mean, what I was saying was Anambra people have a second chance if they ever thought that the governor has not performed for. So, what are the governor's economic priorities if given a second term?
Well, if you hear the governor speak, the governor is talking about consolidation. The governor has a roadmap already. He's not someone that's working from the blues. He has his roadmap. He has his 5 pillars. He has a platform that he's operating on. And for him, it's about consolidating what he has already laid down. And if you look at the way his administration has been streamlined to work, you see something that's very strategic, something that covers all sectors at once, just a simultaneous inclusion of all sectors, trying to develop all sectors at a time. And that's what the governor is trying to consolidate, trying to pick up the gear and go further out, pick up and go further out, try to achieve a lot. And he's assured our people that what they've seen in the last 3 years are just a tip of the iceberg of what they will see in the next 4 years. And he's a man that keeps to his word. He's a man that if he asks you, if he says he's going to do this, he must do it. He doesn't go back on his words. And that's what has endeared him to our people. That's what has.
Mr. are you there? So if you say the governor intends to consolidate, that means something has worked. So how successful has this administration been in attracting investors to Anambra State?
Well, investors have been coming.
Have they really been coming? Because some of these opponents say most of them have gone back to where they came from because of insecurity, and that also in the area of tax collection, there's a challenge with how the state government collects tax from Indian Anambra, and they intend to review that.
Of course, it have you don't bring when you bring up a candidate of opposition party, people who don't have any idea, who don't have ever any idea of what good governance is, what strategic governance is, they tend to come up from those views, what make up things, try to make up things, figment of their imagination,
Sadly, I
point
agree
out
with
things
you,
that are
Mr.
false.
Ezegwe. Sadly,
Oh
I'm
no,
forced to agree with you, but some of them are quite, intelligent.
who is he? Who is intelligent?
Some of them. I think I can point to
Who?
about two. I've spoken to about
Who?
10, and I think I don't have to give you a name. How does, I mean, the campaign had started for a while, and the governor had been to probably all the local government areas in the state by now. What kind of conversation has he been having with the undecided voters? I mean, in the space of, we have about a day or two before the election or before the end of campaign, how does he plan to appeal to undecided or dissatisfied voters?
Well, of course, mm, the governor has always been sounding positive, trying to get them to see things from a better perspective, trying to get them to see that their vote is a vote for the right reason. Their vote is a vote for the right interest. Their vote is a vote for a better future. Trying to convince them to get into the process, get on board, try to let's come together and drive the new Anambra dream. And we've have lots and lots of people coming in, declaring their support, people defecting from other parties into to APGA, and the support as of today has been quite massive. That's why when I say that we are confident of winning, I say it with full confidence, but because when you go out there and see the number of people, thousands of people, thousands and thousands of people that are cheering and assuring the governor that they are with him, you have no other choice but to understand that everybody in Anambra State sees what the governor is doing. They see the positivities. They see good governance. And I've told you that in the history of Anambra State, in the history of Anambra democratic history, we've not seen something like this. We've not seen something as good as this. And it will be shameful if we lose something as good as this, because things as good as this come once in a future, once in a lifetime. And Governor Soludo is a type, is a kind that comes once in a lifetime. And our people should get the best of him because he has a lot to give.
And you, I mean, for you, what role does your office as senior media aide play in shaping public perception during this election season? How do you handle misinformation and, opposition propaganda, apart from, coming to tell Jumoke every time to ask the right questions?
We do our job. We learn from the best, and the best is Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. So we try to I go against everything with the truth. Our ideology is centered on truth, facts. Our ideology is centered on telling people the right thing, telling them to go and verify facts. That's why I always ask questions. That's why I always tell that those people that come up on air, the opposition that come up on air to say things, they are coming from the side of of misconception. So our people, the average Anambra person knows the truth. And when people come and campaign with insecurity, and you ask them, you've been campaigning, have you ever been attacked? That should be the critical question. So we try to do the job professionally. We try to do the job with the truth. Try to tell our people the facts and try to get them to believe. Try to get them to believe and try to tell them that this is the right cause. This is the best for you. If you have children, this is the best for their future. Your children can go to school for free in Anambra State now. Your children can go to hospital and get the best. Your children can go to Solution Fund City there and get the best. So your children can go anywhere in Anambra State and see that the government is working. And they will want to grow up and be like Governor Chukwuemeka Soludo, and they want to grow up and be better leaders of Anambra State and Nigeria.
Let's go back to a factor I raised earlier in this conversation, which is, voter apathy. And clearly across the nation, voter apathy has been an issue in past elections. If we are to talk about the steps taken to encourage participation, I want to quickly quote the governor so you don't say this is another misrepresentation. It says for November 8, 2025, any ward that wins again will receive 1 million naira, while the first 3 performing wards will get 5 million naira, 2 million naira, and 1 million naira respectively. And opposition members are saying, they've seen this as vote buying and a violation of the Electoral Act. But why is this necessary? Why is the governor giving them money?
Why are they seeing it as vote buying and they've not gone to court to challenge it?
Why is the governor giving them money?
Let me bring the fact. Let me bring the fact to you because we deal with facts. In 2021, the election that brought the governor in, we had 2.4 million registered voters in Anambra State. As at then, during the election, on the election day, November 2021, we had 253,000 people that voted. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
253,000 people voted as against 2.4 million that registered. That was 10% of the total registered voters. And that was historically the lowest turnout in Anambra's governorship election. Historically, 10% of total registered voters. And the chief reason why people didn't come out to vote at the time was because of insecurity. One, insecurity was primary. Second, there was poor confidence in governance in Anambra State.
If there's restored confidence and the state is safe, why is the governor giving them money?
Now, listen, I'm trying to arrive. Now, the governor has tackled the issue of insecurity. He has used voter education, done his best, used all his platforms, including all the media outlets in Anambra State, to encourage people, to educate people, to tell them why they should come out and vote on November 8th. Now, the last thing is to try to incentivize the process, trying to get more people to come and vote.
Isn't that vote buying? Vote trading?
It's not. It's not. The governor is not at the polling unit giving people money.
What happens to people like you knocking on every door in your ward, in your local government, ask them to come out and vote instead of giving them money?
Would you see, the government has done all that. I'm trying to tell you, this is the final process. That some of the people that will come out on that day may not even vote. Some of them might end up voting other parties. So in that case, the government is also trying to help other parties too. And the government is also trying to, this is like trying to incentivize to the final part of the process to get people to come out and vote. We have over 3 million registered voters in Anambra State. And the governor is focused, the governor is determined to ensure that the vote that will elect him, that will bring him back to office, is one that he should look at and smile. Because when he came in 2022, March 17, 2022, he said that one of his goals, visions was to change the paradigm, to change the pattern, how people see elections in Anambra State. And that's what he has been able to do.
And you think this is the way to go?
The last continuous voter registration in Anambra State had the highest number of people that registered in Southeast. That's because of what the government has done, trying to encourage people, trying to deal with the issues that hitherto affected people coming out to vote. Security, confidence in governance. He has done so where people want to vote him again. That's why everybody is rushing to get their PVCs. And thirdly, the government is now trying to tell them, if you come out and vote, if you can deal with this process, let's deal with this process together. It's not just for him, it's for other people too. Because all the people that will come out on that day to vote will certainly not vote for Apga. So he's trying to, I think the candidates, other candidates should even thank him for what he's doing. Because some of them might end up, people that
you think so?
will normally get People, yeah, people that wouldn't normally get
Because
one or
I'm
two
sure you
votes
know
might
vote
end up getting one or
trading.
two.
I'm sure you know vote trading is like one of the biggest challenge INEC has been trying to address as we attain electoral integrity. And I'm sure you know this is a challenge. If you
The
want
governor
people
is
to
not
come out and vote, you do not have to
the
promise them
governor.
money.
The
But let's
governor
move on
didn't say.
quickly. Let's move on quickly.
The
I mean,
governor didn't say,
you've delivered the governor's message to undecided voters, dissatisfied voters. What message does the governor have for first-time voters?
For first-time voters is that they are doing the right thing. They are voting for a better future. It restores the confidence of the government in the people. Now that people have now decided, people who had issues with voting have now decided to vote. And they decided to vote for a reason. And I think, for me, sitting here, I think one of the reasons, primary reasons why our people who hadn't voted have started to vote is because they've seen the light. They've seen something. They now believe that someone can be elected and the person will give and give and give and give and do the best for the people. So the governor's message for them is that the confidence they are reposing in his administration, his administration will not be taken for granted. He keeps saying that one vote matters to him. One vote matters to him. And one vote, he will not take it for granted.
So what is your own message to Anambra voters as the 2025 elections draw closer?
The message is simple. The solution is here. And our people should do all the best they can on Saturday to make sure that the solution returns. Because if we make a mistake, we'll go back to Egypt. And our people don't want to go back to Egypt because we've seen the light. And the light is Prophet Chukwuma, so we do CFR. There is no thing saying that fact.
All right, then, senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Daniel Ezekwe. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jumoke. I hope to see you soon in Anambra State. You should come and visit.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumo KWO using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumo Olatunji. Good night, everyone.